This is probably the hardest video I've ever had to make, next to my Naruto video where I talked about reuniting with my mother, also next to my Death Note video where I talked about my first experience with grief and loss. This was something I was trying my hardest to prevent, but ultimately I had to do it. Yes, the title of this video is not a lie, nor is it clickbait. I am indeed done with being an Anituber. I want to make this clear, and you can consider this a TLDR if you just want the short version of this video. I will no longer make anime and manga videos for the most part, as I don't have the motivation or desire to make them anymore. The content that I'll make moving forward will be games like Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, and anything else that I enjoy and want to talk about. Same style of commentary that I've done all these years, but with games and anything social media related. I know everyone watching this video is going, why is bro doing this? And the answer is actually really simple. The content that I started this channel with and eventually evolved to the last video that I made, which was the Kagurabachi Part 1 review, and the person that I am today alongside what I am more passionate about simply just doesn't match anymore. That doesn't mean I stopped loving anime and manga, and you'll find me in a future video shit talking the medium, basically going, that shit was for losers and I outgrown it, like many individuals have done in the past. However, it means that the passion for anime and manga that I had when I started making content back in 2022, which pushed me to make videos through the worst and most annoying aspects of content creation, is barely there anymore. I haven't really made it much of a secret that I struggle with depression and anxiety. My Girl Lagan video pretty much goes in depth with that. Dealing with those things is already a battle as it is, but trying to push myself to make content that isn't aligned with what I'm interested in talking about makes things go from difficult to borderline impossible. When you look at it from that lens, it shouldn't really be much of a surprise that I was inconsistent for so long. Sure, I was lazy sometimes and could have logged in even harder, but despite the many ideas for videos that I had and could have made, I made the conscious decision to not make them. And for a very long time, I was fighting with myself trying to find the reason as to why that came to be. Funny enough, I knew the answer the entire time, but I simply just wanted to avoid it. I don't have it in me anymore. I could have made this into a community post alongside a tweet and call it a day, but the reason why I decided to make this video is to express verbally how grateful I am for every positive comment and just overall support I've received over the years while in AniTube. I was able to meet people I call friends, and above all else, I was able to find confidence in myself at a time where I had none. The first video that I've ever uploaded was me talking about Bleach 1000 Year Blood War and what to expect from the anime adaptation. If you watch that video, you'll immediately tell the difference in how I sound, not just the mic quality, but also my tone. How incredibly shy I was speaking. If that doesn't tell you where I was mentally, I truly don't know what will. Anime and manga came at a time in my life where I had close to zero faith in myself, and even today I still struggle with that, but since I started doing this, I've been able to find my voice figuratively and literally. That is something I'll never take for granted. So me no longer focusing on any manga content anymore isn't from a place of disregarding where and how I started, but comes from wanting to evolve as a creator and reflecting on what I care about today. Another question you guys are probably having is, why doesn't he make a second channel? And that is a very valid question, and one that I was contemplating on for the past couple of months. Even though not wanting to go through the process of trying to monetize another channel is an understandable and honest answer, there's also this. I don't think you guys deserve or need a content creator in the anime manga space that is no longer as passionate about the medium anymore, as many other content creators out there who are even more consistent, cover a wide range of series, and have more interesting commentary are there to be watched. Not to completely sell myself short, since I am proud of the work that I've done over the years, I personally feel like you guys deserve a better version of me. One that talks about things that completely resonate with them, not a guy that proceeds to make video after video of things he doesn't care to talk about as much anymore. That is how you get grifters, that is how you get LARPers, that is how you get individuals that are not there for the sake of making actually interesting content that is worth watching but for easy ad revenue. And one of my biggest fears is becoming that type of content creator. Despite what I said at the start of this video, anime and manga videos can actually have a chance to come back even if it's a one-off. Maybe in the future I'll decide to just randomly upload my thoughts on Chainsaw Man's conclusion, as that manga is responsible for helping me find the passion and energy to start making content. Maybe I might decide to upload my thoughts on the adaptation of Bleach 1000 Year Blood War in its entirety, since it is how this channel started with the first video, and I would love to express my love and gratitude to the series. I still care about anime and manga, but I don't have it in me anymore to talk about it as much as I did when I began. And with my channel for the past 3 years being completely focused on anime and manga, it wouldn't feel right in my spirit to just completely and entirely pull the rug under everyone who has subscribed up until this point with an expectation of me and this channel in mind and say, fuck it, I'ma just stop posting those types of videos and see what happens. Maybe this is me overthinking from my part. Maybe this is me caring way too much about this transition, but that's really it. I care too much about people's time because ultimately I'm also a viewer on this platform, even more than I am a content creator. You guys have supported me for a very long time, got me to 2,000 subs, and got me monetized, which is an immense privilege. So the bare minimum that I can do is to directly let you guys know that I'm changing and explaining why. This video's purpose is for me to come here and tell you guys that Zupper Will, the guy who has portrayed himself to be a dude who only cares about anime and manga on this channel, is simply dead. I don't want to talk too much about games in this video since I'll be making videos about it moving forward, like my relationship with games growing up and how my tastes have changed over the years. But just so that you can understand how much and for how long this has been eating me up inside, I've been dying to talk about games like Persona 5 Royal and Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance for years. The former being responsible for not only getting me into loving video games again, which also led me to meet two of my closest friends since I started making content, but also changed how I view JRPGs and made me love them. And the latter is possibly my favorite game currently, which I just want to yap about how much I love it endlessly. Funny enough, if you watched my videos and paid attention to the music in the background, then you'll realize that SMT5 Vengeance has been my go-to OST to use for videos, even more than Persona. There is a lot of irony here. I remember when I was a kid playing on the Nintendo Wii, I used to pretend to be a YouTuber doing a playthrough video, basically trying to practice making videos for the future. I've tried recording and doing that on my own time, experimenting the past year, but I've realized that just isn't my style. Persona 5 Royal was the first JRPG that I played and finished in 2021, but if it wasn't for the fact that I already was accustomed to anime concepts, tropes, and how those things are executed by that point, I don't know if I would have gotten through that game or even giving it a chance at all. I spent 3, almost 4 years making scripted videos where I try to dig deep as to why I love certain series in the medium of anime and manga, so the fact that now, after putting out over 100 plus videos talking about any manga and found my style, found my comfort zone, found how to express myself, is when I decided to change back to what originally was my first passion, which was games, amplifies the reason why I am so grateful and indebted to this medium and its online space, because without it, I wouldn't have grown, not just as a content creator, but as a person, which is why I decided to leave every single video up. None of them will be unlisted or private. I want my entire journey up until this point to be for everyone to witness, as I'm extremely proud of my history. I don't want to erase all the progress I've made just for the sake of appearances, so I want all to stay just as is, even if it's incredibly messy for any individual that checks out my channel for a while. So I just simply want to say thank you. Thank you so very much for your support. Whether you were a viewer or a content creator that reached out to me directly at any point throughout all these years and even collabed with me. As much as I tried to put my gratitude into words in this video, I can't possibly thank you guys enough. The videos that I made and the love I've received over the years have shown that even if the content creator dream is still far out of my reach currently, it is not impossible to grasp. Every comment that I've gotten asking why I don't have more subs and advised me to keep going always brought a smile to my face, even in moments where I doubted myself and thought I should quit. Whether you keep watching what I make next or decide to call it quits here, I still want to thank you. Your support, no matter how big or small, was and will forever be appreciated. I'm thankful for the time I had in AniTube as an Anituber, but it's time I finally call it quits and move forward. To be even more transparent and honest with y'all, I'm extremely scared of this change. I'm someone who hates change in general, despite the fact that throughout the years, I always changed the topics or series that I talked about in videos. So the decision of changing the entire basis of this channel is screaming against my instincts and what I've been accustomed to for all these years. But ultimately, I believe that this decision is for the best, for me and for those who choose to stick around, which is why, despite that fear, I am very excited for the future of this channel, as I have plenty of things I want to talk about, even if at first it is messy or finding its footing. When I was making any manga content, I was afraid to experiment and to try new things, but from this point forward, that self-imposed restriction will be no more. The idea of success or failure is no longer a thought that will control what I make anymore. So if you do decide to stick with me on this ride, I'll make it my life's mission. You won't regret it. Thank you guys for everything. And with that, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are. See you guys in the next one. Wait, did I forget something? Oh, that's right. It's upper now.